sports animal.
7 a.m. in the morning, she's 7 o'clock in the morning.
Just like damn.
Now.
It's 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
4 days left. 4 teams for 2 spots in the American League for the wild card. And down the stretch they come. It's actually pretty good stuff if you're watching it. Yankees holding on to the top spot in the American League wild card by a game over Boston. Seattle a half game back. Toronto a game back. Yankees lose to Toronto last night. Boston beat the Orioles. Seattle eliminated Oakland. It's fun baseball. Dodgers hit 4 home runs in the 8th inning. They were down 4, hit 4 home runs in the 8th. They beat the Padres 11-9, but the Giants don't ever lose. Still a 2-game lead for San Francisco. 4 games left. If soccer's your thing, you're United. Victors yesterday, 2-0 over Rio Grande Valley out at the ball pitch. Big win for the home club. If football's your thing, you get football tonight. Bengals, Jaguars. Does it get any better than maybe the 2 worst franchises in the last decade in the National Football League? What's up, y'all? Merry Thursday to you. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Up bright and early this morning. How you living?
What'd it do?
Life's grooving, actually. Kind of got a smorgasbord, and we got hoops if you want it. Little basketball, some news out, schedules and times, and they're practicing, and you can go see them tomorrow if you're, part of the select media. They got the invite. We're kind of hitting that solstice. We're coming up on it where you have everything. Get the football tonight. The baseball last night got a little tight. 2 teams that were super hot got cooled off. One of them didn't mean much. The Cardinals had a 17-game win streak. Longest in the National League since 1935. Got beat by the Brewers 4-0. Doesn't mean anything because the Cardinals are already secure in their number 2 wild card spot. The Brewers have already won the National League Central, and the Cardinals can now set up their pitching and figure out what it is they want when they play the Dodgers. And it looks like the Dodgers next week. Dodgers were getting beat and end up coming back and winning, but I don't think it's going to matter. The fun watch is the American League wild card.
No doubt about it. Seeing the Blue Jays and Yankees go at it last night, it's been great. The Seattle Mariners somehow, some way, with a negative run differential on the season, have won 9 of their last 10 games and are right there.
So, do you have a rooting? Do you have a passion for one of them? Because I'm rooting for Seattle. I'm rooting for. I've always had a soft spot. I lived up there and worked in the Northwest and covered Seattle sports for 5 years, and I've always had a soft spot. That's a fan base that has been beat up for a long time, and there was a proud moment for a while in the late '90s with the Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, Randy Johnson teams. To your point, a minus 48 run differential is crazy, but they're on a run. They've been playing really, really good baseball. They are 9-1 in their last 10 games, and they just eliminated the Oakland Athletics. I don't know if they can get it done if they get there, but I would love to see that end and give those fans something. I've told you the story. I was in Seattle the first time they ever made the playoffs, the 95 one-game playoff with the Angels. Randy Johnson against Mark Langston and in the Kingdome because they tied for the division, and then I was there Game 5 when they eliminated the Yankees, which I still tell you is the best single event I've ever been to. The most excitement, the most passion, the most insane one game, 1 day event I've ever been to. But do you have a passion? Are you kind of pulling for anybody?
Well, the Seattle story is fantastic, trying to break that streak. I love Toronto as well just because of all the young stars. It's a really fun team, and to see them battling in that division. What Tampa has been able to do over the last decade has just been unbelievable, but still they're going up against the Yankees and Red Sox. They're just throwing tons of cash at all these players. So to me, I'd be leaning Toronto and Seattle if I had to pull for wild card.
Well, the 2 non-Yankees and Red Sox, right? You don't live in Bristol, Connecticut. You don't live in New York City or Boston. You live in that northeast corridor where everybody Sox or Yankees, right? I mean, it's to your point on Tampa, they've out Moneyballed the A's. Like, they've out Oakland the A's. They've done what the A's kind of blueprinted and then took it to the next level where they win, right? I mean, everybody saw Moneyball, loves the idea, the analytics, spending wisely, spending frugally, sometimes not being able to afford key players. But they win with it. They were in the World Series last year. They won the East again with the Yankees and the Red Sox. In the National League, Dodgers are clear. St. Louis is clear. So it's really that. I mean, that's where you are. You're watching the National League West. It's a 2-game lead for the Giants. Those two teams are ridiculous. Dodgers have won 102 games. Giants have won 104. The next best, and this is what's crazy about it, the way it is, the Dodgers are going to have to play in a 1-game playoff, is 98 for Tampa Bay. But in the National League, the next best is 95 Milwaukee. So the Dodgers are 7 games clear of the Brewers. But the Brewers are going to play the Braves in the first round, or the NLDS, and it's going to be the Dodgers and the Cardinals for the right to play the Giants. I said it yesterday, and maybe they're sitting back in Bristol, Connecticut, and saying, "I hope it's the Cardinals and the Braves or whatever." They're. I don't know if you get tired of Dodgers and Giants as much as they shove Yankees and Red Sox down your neck. But as far as just pure baseball, as far as the two best teams by far the two best teams in baseball, a long series with the Dodgers and Giants because of the history, the rivalry, the venom. Oh, and they're the two best teams. Like, I get it how good the Cardinals are, and I think the Cardinals have a real good shot to beat the Dodgers in that one game. But I want to see the Dodgers and Giants. Not simply because I grew up a Dodger fan. I did. But I want to see the two best teams go at it.
As we usually do in sport. But this is also the uniqueness of not just baseball, but the playoff scenario. It's especially when there's just a one-game situation to get in. We've seen wild card teams get hot. The unlikely teams make runs in the postseason. I wouldn't say there's an unlikely team because the Cardinals,
Seattle's the only one.
Even with the ridiculous run that they've been on, it's name brand team that you expect to be competing for the postseason at the end. And yeah, Dodgers Giants would be fantastic baseball because what the Dodgers did last night. It's just like really like what they did in the 8th inning, teeing off for 8 home runs. And you say, 4
home runs.
Excuse me, 4. I don't know what. 8th inning, 4 home runs in the 8th inning, not 8. 8 would just be unbelievable. Like, well, breaking news. That's still a series that even out of it, if you're San Diego, you want to play spoiler.
Yes.
Like you want to finish it. We're playing the Dodgers. We thought this was going to be a series that had so much more meaning to it.
Yes.
You're winning. You're looking good. And they come and smack you around like that. And it's just another emphasis on how poorly San Diego's played this season.
You made a really good point on you said it's it's playoffs and especially it's series. I tell you all the time, the best team isn't always the champion, right? That's why you have playoffs. That's why you don't crown champions after the regular season. And so when I tell you I want to see the Dodgers and Giants, it's kind of a baseball thing more than a football thing. I want to see them go at it for 5, 6, 7 games. I do. I want to see the drama play out night after night. The one-game thing in football is exciting. It's immediate. It's different. And I'm not telling you it's wrong. I love it as much as I love this. This when you're playing a series, it's like I'm looking at the wild card, and that feels football to me, right? One game. Anybody can win on one game. The wild card feels football to me. You played 162 games, and a team's going to advance on one night. Is your pitcher on? Is your pitcher off? Did a ball go through somebody's legs? Did you get a bad call? And I've told you this. I think the wild card series should be 2 out of 3. I just do, and I understand why it's not, and everybody's got to be pushed back. I think in a season where you play 162 games, to take a team that's the second best team in baseball in this situation, and it's not the first time the wild card team has been the second best record, to put them in a one game, it doesn't feel right to me. But that's the way it is, and I'm down with it. I'm not, and this isn't. I've told you this before. This isn't a new argument because it's the Dodgers, right? I mean, I've said this for years. It's not a new argument because it's the Dodgers, but it's a different feel than everything you do. It's one game in advance, where in 7 games, I think in 7 games, typically the better team wins. Certainly in basketball, I feel that way in the best of 7. In baseball, I usually feel that way as well, and that's why I want to see those two hated rivals that have been the best teams in baseball all year by far go at it. And maybe we will, maybe we won't, because Cardinals are nice. Cardinals are hot. Cardinals are nice. Cardinals have been getting great pitching and insanely clutch hitting. The game will be in L.A. It's going to be, next Tuesday, I think? And it'll be great watching. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be terrific. And the immediacy, the intensity, everything on the line in one game, I know a lot of people like. In that game, in baseball, where you play 162 games, not 16 like in football, or 17 now, where you play 160 to decide a series in one game. I've told you for years.
The ultimate curveball.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's not what you're used to, but you have to flip the switch, the intensity. It's a immediate Game 7.
Yeah, that's right.
The playoffs.
Yeah, it's Game 7. It is. All right, here's where we are today, 505-246-0610. That is how to get a hold of us, both on the Quan's Auto Care hotline and the Sports Animal text line, 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com on the Twitter. Follow JJ. He is a great follow, _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, you can watch the show and message us there. It's our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Adrian is producing on the TV side. A-Marie has you on the radio side. We're going to get into the NFL. Jerry Palm will be with us at 8:30 this morning, talking about the ruling on the NCAA and student athletes. Oh, they can't find me, right? If I say student athletes?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure. And so we'll get into all that. And, of course, the NFL tonight. And I don't know if you heard, Tom Brady is going back to New England this weekend. So if that's something you want to talk about, we can do that as well. I've told you how passionate Aaron Jones and his company, IPS, is about providing security for your home and your business. And up until relatively recently, IPS has used their highly trained armed guards and 24-hour patrols to respond to alarms, typically within 7 minutes or less. Now IPS is installing alarm systems, so IPS can put an alarm system in your home, and if it goes off, they respond. They got your security covered. You don't need to call anyone else. Call IPS at 505-897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com. I've trusted IPS for years to watch my home. I travel a bit. I'm out of town. I know that they're there. I know they're looking after what's important to me. And if my alarm goes off, and it has when I've been gone, they are there quickly and taking care of what's going on over there. I trust IPS. You can as well. Give them a call at 505-897-2420. That's 505-897-2420. Or visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
Just getting started.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security.
Sports Animal.
Bengals, Jaguars tonight on your, well, wherever it is, however you consume your football. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck, A. Marie producing for you on the radio side. She'll take your calls at 505-246-0610, where we have 2 lines open. So fair to say the 2 worst franchises in the NFL in the last decade? No, honestly. I mean, yeah. I'm not looking to kill anybody.
No.
I mean,
Didn't
it's not fair. Who's worse?
Lions.
Oh, I agree.
Jaguars been AFC Championship
yeah, I was gonna
game
say,
within the
they've
last.
been AFC Championship.
They had a good defense.
2017?
Was it 10 years? Is that what it was?
2017.
They had that really
With
good
Bortles?
defense. All right. Fair enough. That's why I asked. No, honestly, it's why I asked. That's 2 of the 3. 2 of the 3.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the Lions have been bad. Bad.
It's been a minute for Cincinnati.
Bengals have been bad. I think it's looking up for the Bengals with Joe Burrow in his 2nd year and Trevor Lawrence in his 1st. You get Urban Meyer on national TV on a featured game.
Sideline shots.
You're going to get a lot of sideline shots of Urban. I'll bet
there'll be a garage door open.
Yeah, well, probably did. Can I find a basement and go hide in it? Is the SC job really open? Can I have that?
Don't want to move to California. Yeah. Don't do TV again.
Yeah.
I was. Herb, it's 3rd down. What?
Oh yeah, run Tebow. Wait, you don't have him again? Throw it to him.
Where's Tim? Motivate the team. Need help.
We need Tebow. Howard, we need Howard. What's up?
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. How you living?
I'm living great, especially about 8 o'clock tonight. I'll be in Vegas and sipping on some Kool-Aid.
Attaboy, and sipping on the Kool-Aid.
And speaking of Kool-Aid, Omar was sure drinking the cowboy Kool-Aid yesterday, wasn't he?
14-3 is what he told you, Howie.
You know I'm as big a Cowboy fan as there is, but let's be realistic. I mean, the season's got a long way to go. A lot of football to be played. A lot of things can happen.
14-3, Howie.
No, I'm not buying it. You know, I'm hoping 11 or 12 win season.
Okay,
that's my hope.
Gonna win that division.
Because I mean, you can't ever count on rolling over a rival. I mean, you don't think Philly's going to come back with vengeance? You think Washington's going to lay down? New York's going to lay down just because you're on a good roll? I mean, come on, those division games are always tough.
Yeah, I just think they're better than them. I mean, the Giants are bad. I think Philly's not good. I am so unimpressed with Washington. I think losing Fitzpatrick really hurt them, and defensively, like JJ, that might be my biggest surprise, negative surprise of the first 3 weeks is their defense.
You know, and I'm surprised at Washington as well. I'm sure Washington fans are pretty disappointed. I would be, because that's typically how a Cowboy season starts. But right now, there's way too much football to play, Omar, and I appreciate your opinion, but I think it's a little. I'm questioning your day drinking. That's all I'm saying.
Vegas drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Drinking the Kool-Aid, I tell you, and my wife and I and a couple other people are heading out to Vegas to go see Mr. Lionel Richie on Saturday night.
All night long.
All night long. All night. All night.
Yeah, well, and hopefully I'll be dancing on the ceiling here in about 3 months.
You'll be dancing in the streets. Music.
Yeah, I'll be.
Howard's ready to go
I'm
today.
not gonna.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not gonna pop open a bottle of Cowboy Kool-Aid just yet, guys.
Well,
So,
go way
hey, have a
back.
great
Go
weekend,
way
guys.
back and do a little Commodores and find yourself a brick house and enjoy yourself. Something there.
Later, guys.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Sorry. Hello, Lenny. Pardon my karaoke.
Oh, that's okay. Well, first, let's congratulate Devin Williams for breaking his hand after winning
Yeah.
the division champ.
brilliant.
I mean, how do you go out, celebrate, and say you get angry during the celebration and punch the wall with your throwing hand?
I don't know. Maybe your teammate stole your girlfriend.
I mean, I'm just trying to fathom that out. But
I've been watching
I'm
Ted Lasso.
hoping for a World
I
Series,
hear it's
San
good.
Francisco and the Yankees.
Yeah. All right. San Francisco and
But-
the Yankees. All right. That's. I mean, that's not. I think it's wide open, the American League. I do. San Francisco and the Yankees. Okay. It's interesting.
Well, I mean, just because of the right, if the Yankees hitting is staying as it is right now, and you're
Yes.
finally seeing a healthy Stanton
Yeah.
and everyone else, they have a hitter's chance. Not pitching so much, but hitting.
Wild card
And I
team
wa-
is going to get Tampa in the first round, right? So it's going to be Houston and the White Sox, and then Tampa and the wild card team. It's interesting.
Right.
All right.
So we'll see. And then with foot, I'll go quickly since I'm not going to call them tomorrow. With tonight is the vengeance game, and I see them Tampa just blowing out New England like 35-7.
That's Sunday night.
That's Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Or Sunday night.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
I was like,
I just
a
want to see,
vengeance.
well, that's right. And when you say the worst franchises, I'm going to hold Detroit to that just because you chased off two of the best players in the history of the league.
Well, can I throw the Jets in there too? I mean, is
Well,
that?
no,
is that-
yeah, yes, well, of course. The Jets and the Giants this year, I think, might combine to win 4 games.
They're so bad. So I probably was a little premature in just going with the two teams tonight, just trying to
But the
hype up your
Jets
view.
never had. They did have Curtis Morton, but Curtis Morton to me was never Barry Sanders.
Well, I mean, the Lions had Megatron, and I mean, they've all had players. They've all had a
They've
couple
had
of.
players,
had
but they
Stafford,
chased them
too.
off, and those two players retired after 9 years in the league, in their prime,
Yeah, Barry
and
Sanders,
just walked away
Megatron.
and said enough.
Yeah, I don't want any of this. I don't
And,
want your money.
and Megatron is still fighting with them over the 1.6 million he had to return.
Which is crazy. Yes, this is all true. Yep. All right.
So,
Chargers,
you know,
Raiders. Who do you like?
Cincinnati
Chargers.
Reds, and one last, the Chargers Monday night they beat the Raiders,
I don't think
and
so.
their season begins. And for the Broncos, their season begins in earnest Sunday. Now that their 3-week extended preseason is
It
open.
was nice of the league, though, wasn't it? Give him a little 3-0 head start. It was nice of him.
Well, I mean, but you got to give Teddy Bridgewater credit. He does
100%.
look really good right now.
Look, they made the right decision. They beat who's in front of them. I'm not going to beat up on the Broncos because they didn't make the schedule. It's not like it's not like they're a college team that went out and scheduled. All right, we're going to go schedule Norfolk State and Central Washington and Houston Baptist. I mean, this is what the NFL gave them. And now it's going to get real. And they took it. And look, these are professional teams. We're getting paid, and they beat them, and they beat them handily. It's not like they're
Right.
slipping by everybody.
But now they got to deal with the loss of KJ Hamler.
Yeah, that's 2
On
receivers
top of the
down.
other loss.
Jerry
so
Jeudy.
next, Tim Patrick is out. And I know you guys don't talk boxing, but you still got to discuss the fight on Saturday night coming up
I think we'll
with
get there
Fury
tomorrow.
and Wilder 3.
Yeah, I think we'll get there tomorrow.
And seeing Fury take Wilder out in another 7-round debacle.
Is that what you're seeing? All right.
Well, because Fury is, Wilder is either the most powerful hitter there is, but he can't box. And you saw that last week when Anthony Joshua was upset by a boxer, and who was a former cruiserweight champ.
And that's why it's a sweet science, and it's not just punchers. 100%. All right, enjoy it. It's good to hear you. Thanks, Lenny.
Yeah, guys, have a good weekend.
Later. I just there was something in there that I really wanted to hit. Oh, the Broncos. Hamler down, and Jeudy down, and it gets different, and I still kind of like them. I mean, at some point they lose, right? But
of course,
I'm down with where they are and what they are defensively. Here's my deal: everybody plays these teams, and I get who they played, and I get who they beat, and I understand it all. They beat them by double digits. Everybody, they look good doing it. They're going to get a test. If they lose, I can see people just going, "Oh, here we go," and jumping off the boat. But I, as of now, I'm on board with the Broncos.
I think the Broncos are a good football team. If we're doing the weekly power rankings, I would, kind of wait and see on them. You give them credit for what they've been able to do, but now they get a Baltimore team that's going to be a challenge, and see how Von Miller, who Defensive Player of the Month. So how about that for Von Miller? And talk about comeback Player of the Year candidate right there. And then Teddy Bridgewater, it's been really good at spreading the football around. He lose KJ Hamler, but he hasn't done anything yet. It's so
well. Baltimore's interesting because they're 1-2 or 2-1,
and they're not,
and they needed a 68-yard field goal to beat the Lions.
Yeah, they're not this Baltimore team has a ton of question marks. Defensively, they're not like a team that scares you as the last few years. Lamar Jackson is still that dude in terms of make something out of nothing, and I'm ready to see that chess match with this Vic Fangio defense that has playmakers at every level against Lamar Jackson. And Teddy Bridgewater has been very good at what they're asking him to do. And by the way, you still have two running backs that have performed well early.
I agree.
Noah Fant, Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton, who was their number one receiver before his injury.
Yeah.
So, all right, you lost KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy. They're still in a position to be successful.
All right, I got to take this break. We're going back to the phones when we get back. 505-246-0610. Jerry Palm will be with us at 8:30 this morning from CBSSports.com. Talk to him about college football last week, this week, what's going on. And we'll take your calls up until then. Now is your chance to save big as a homeowner. Now is your chance. Rates are still incredibly low. That means you could save up to $1,000 a month. You just have to call American Financing, America's home for home loans. I'll say it again, up to $1,000 a month. Talk to their salary-based mortgage consultants about your custom home loan options. They will teach you about the ways you can benefit from a refinance, from lower payments to paying off debt. You'll even be able to access cash. Look, it's a no-pressure experience. It's focused on you. You will never pay upfront fees. You will never pay hidden fees. You might even be able to skip a couple of mortgage payments. You got to call them. I don't know what you're waiting for. They're in this for you. Get pre-qualified for free. Here's the number, 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999, or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
CarCrafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Free.
Hey, how you living?
I'm living good, bro. Thank you.
Good.
Hey, whatever happened to athletics being an extension of the classroom?
Well, in college,
I'm a, Jeff, you know me. I'm a huge believer in academia, and I mean, who earlier on another show I heard him say, okay, they're going to be paying basketball players and football players. Why are they singling them out? Wouldn't all the student athletes be eligible for payment? I guess giving them an education isn't enough anymore.
I think that's kind of where they've settled. Yeah, because you and I are lock on this. In the Title IX issue is going to be really interesting. If you're going to tell
Title
these,
IX,
yeah.
Thank you so much, man. I'm are they going to up the GPA? Okay, we're going to pay you, but now you better make a 3.0 minimum.
Nope.
Or you're not going to get paid or play.
No.
I mean, you're going to lose half your student athletes. I'm not supposed to say that, right? You're going to lose half your athletes. You know they're not going to make the grade. I just think that there's so much in there. I just don't see it becoming a reality. I would be real surprised if it did. But
the way I'm reading it, Dan, is it's college football players and some other athletes in revenue-producing sports at private universities. So this is really specific. Not at state universities, not tennis players.
So are they asking those students to unionize?
Well, they're telling them that they can. I don't know that they're asking them to do that. They're saying that they can. So basically they're saying that revenue or football players and some athletes at revenue-producing sports at private universities are employees. And the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, said that would allow those players to unionize, and then they can negotiate working conditions and payments. And this is what was crazy. They threatened legal action against schools, conferences, and the NCAA if they continue to use the word student-athlete. I guess I've been reading a lot on this. I don't understand, why is that an offensive term? Why is the term student-athlete? Are there students who are athletes, right? Are they? I mean, even if they unionize, if they get paid, are they still not going to school? Are they not students? Are they not?
I think it's an awesome term. I think it's a proud term to be considered someone that can carry the grade and still take on the pressure of being an athlete, student athlete.
So
here's it's a phenomenal title, you know.
Here's the justification, and this is Jennifer Bruzzo, who is the general counsel for the National Labor Relations Board, says that it was created to obscure the employment relationship with college athletes and discourage them from pursuing their rights under the NLRB Act. I guess
I better read that act because that sounds absolutely ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
It all sounds crazy.
This will be
Jeff.
interesting.
It's just nuts.
Well, it's interesting too, and JJ, I want to talk to you about this because how they, it's just private institutions, not state institutions. So,
I missed that. So now I'm going to back way off because that's a horse of a different color for sure.
It's
because
complicates it. Did you and Marie have a conversation about the Seahawks and Vikings game last weekend?
We didn't. I didn't have a chance to congratulate her on their win, but her and I will be talking quite a bit. I like Anne Marie a lot. She's really added to the show, and congratulations, Anne Marie. Let's see how you do the rest of the season. But as always, brothers and sisters, go Hawks!
See you, Daniel.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we got a Seahawk fan. You got it's A Marie. It's like not.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know you hear it all
I've
the
given
time.
up a long time ago.
Not the Marie. It's just AMARIE. A Marie. How's the show last night, by the way?
It was good.
Good.
Small but good.
Yeah, where'd you perform?
I found some new comics, which was nice because it's hard to find.
Yeah, were they good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're from Santa Fe.
Ooh, so they must be good.
Must be good.
Yeah, it must be good. So I guess as I've been reading through this and listening to as much as I can on this, I'm really confused of the difference between a state institution and a private institution in regards to the student athletes. I'm really confused on how the football players and in revenue generating sports are somehow considered employees, and this is going to pass Title IX guidelines? I know it's confusing and it's new, and I can see the look on your face. It's like mine. I guess I don't really get it yet.
Well, what I can see happening in this is, all right, here is your paycheck.
Yeah.
You pay for your scholarship then. You don't get your scholarship and a paycheck.
Can they say, well, then bleep it, I'm not going to school?
Okay.
All right, but do you have to go to school to play?
And these things are changing quickly because guess what? Money's involved. And we can't sit here and act like this is crazy stuff when schools are deciding to bounce conferences because they need a bigger TV deal.
Okay.
The stuff that was written 50 years ago about college athletics doesn't make sense anymore. Look at how the NCAA is crumbling. And I'm one where I think there still is benefits to this.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that the more that they challenge and the more that you say, and it's hard for people that don't talk about it as much as we do to understand that, yeah, there's a lot of money in this, but it doesn't mean all these universities are rolling in money. They're going to be like, then where is it going?
Yeah.
Then what do you get from the college football playoff? What do you get from March Madness? And so that's why these things are always a back and forth between the people that do it on a daily basis and those that don't.
That's where I think you're right. You hear about all the money, and then you look at a place like, I don't know, take New Mexico or New Mexico State. Well, are they rolling in money? I mean, now I understand that they're state institutions, so they don't fall under this now. But if they had to sit around and start paying salaries, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do. I mean, flat out just couldn't do it. And to your point on, well, then give me money and you got to pay for your college. Well, I'm not going to college. I can't see presidents of universities. Now I'm thinking private universities. You know who private universities are? Stanford, University of Southern California, Notre Dame. Can you see the presidents of these institutions saying, "Yeah, let a guy play football and hang out on campus, but he doesn't have to go to class. He's not." And now we got, and I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around why the term student athlete is offensive. But can you see the president saying, "Yeah, that's fine. Go let him play football, and we'll pay him, and he can hang out and he can go to frat parties and whatever, but he doesn't have to go to school." I just can't. But he'll represent our institution of higher education. I just don't see that happening.
And I don't believe the term student athlete is offensive. I think they were saying you've used that as the blanket for amateurism all these years.
So what's
they're
acceptable?
Trying to strip it away.
So what's acceptable now?
They're going to have to, because from the labor relations board standpoint, they're just looking at a straight employee as opposed to what is actually happening. And I think, I don't know, it's not going to happen overnight, but much like we talk about super conferences, like something's going to happen with college athletics. We're going to have to make a decision like, hey, we got to stop letting all these courts, etc., decide what's going on. Like Mark Emmert is a figurehead now. Like who the heck? Like how are they?
Yeah,
anyone? I'm not. It's not the NCAA. Like anyone. Like how are you supposed to govern when the SEC's over here going? Yeah, we're just going to kind of start doing our own thing and make our own decisions. Like it's a disaster.
And
there's no one to bring college athletics together.
And the issue now is you become, the way I see it, you become so far separated, right? An Alabama, a Michigan, Ohio State, a USC, an Oregon, a Notre Dame is, while they're playing on the same competitive field as, hell, never mind Iowa State and TCU, New Mexico State and UNLV, how are you getting all those people at the table and somehow saying, all right, let's figure this thing out when your interests and your situations are so drastically different.
And I know as you're really frustrated with this story, but guess what? The people in college athletics don't act like they're all in college athletics together.
Okay, because they're all in different situations. They all have different interests.
Exactly, and that's a problem.
Well,
even if you have more money. And so it's the people in the game. It's the ADs. It's the presidents at other universities that are also destroying collegiate athletics.
No, 100%. I agree with that. I think that's right. But you've got a president or an athletic director or somebody whose interest is, I want more money, and my athletic department budget is $200 million. And somebody who's saying, I need more money, and their athletic department budget is $35 million. And yet they're sitting at the same table, supposedly pulling on the same end of the rope, and they can't be. They can't be. And then the overriding sentiment is, well, there's so much money in college athletics. Where's it all going? Pay the athletes. They're getting abused. They're getting taken advantage of. I'm not saying physically abused. They're getting taken advantage of, and you've got the majority. What was the last number we saw when I showed you that stat? It was like 88% of college Division I athletic departments are operating in the red. Like 12% were operating without losing money. And I know people, oh my God, they lost $400,000 around here, cut athletics. And you look around the country, and that's the norm. And so your question is, why is that the norm? And there, you know how many layers of that there is? Countless. And it's a different conversation at New Mexico than it is in Alabama. But I mean, you can start, why are coaches, coaches making $8, $9, $10 million a year? I'm all for a guy making his money. But you're yelling at me that the players aren't getting theirs? Come on now. I think your point is so right that it's out of control and there's so many different interests. I don't know how you wrangle this thing back in now. I really don't know how. I'm not sure this is the right way. And the separation between private and public schools in this ruling here is really interesting to me. Anyway, we can talk about it. It's intricate. I don't know that everybody's going to be super interested in it. Like Daniel, Dan was really fired up about it. This, as it evolves, could really have far-reaching effects on the college sports landscape. So if you want to get into that, we can at 505-246-0610.
A place you can get into is F45 training. 45 minutes, high-intensity interval training, full-body functional fitness. Classes are fantastic. It's a new class every day. The programs switch up every few weeks to keep you motivated, keep you going, keep you hungry, and keep pushing your mind and body when it comes to your fitness. So check them out now at F45training.com. Download the F45 app. Check out the Northeast Heights location. You can look at the schedule of classes, read about what you do in the classes, sign up for your 7-day free trial, get in and get going. They're always adding things to the gym, whether it's equipment, the different programs to push yourself. It's a great atmosphere. It's a lot of fun. And ultimately, it comes down to it's a great workout, and that's what you're looking for, and that's what you're going to get at F45 training. So download the app, sign up for your 7-day free trial, get in and get going. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green green. And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking,
I think they're going to go back to the term just athlete. You know, it won't be student athlete. It'll be athlete, though they're students, and that's where they're going to go with this. This is, keep in mind, this is an opinion, right? This is an opinion. This is not a ruling. And there was another ruling from a different. In fact, the other one was a ruling. The 9th and 7th Circuit judges ruled that student athletes are not employees. So this will go from some sort of an amateur model to a more collegiate model, and it'll be interesting to watch it. But I just, you're going to hear a lot about it. It's confusing, and nothing I don't think is going to change in the immediate, and it'll happen over time. The text line says this may be a dumb question. It's not a dumb question. How long before football has a model, college football has a model? No, it just says football has a model like the G League or minor league baseball. I think it's going to be a long time before that, and I think they've tried that. I think all of these leagues that have popped up, whether it's the XFL, the USFL, the AAF, essentially have tried that, and until the NFL funds it, I don't think it's going to – I think it's going to be a long time before that. Now, do you have enough players – who will be able to fill that league? There are going to be enough guys, because I've thought about this for a long time. Basically, the NBA keeps the G League and the WNBA funded. Mm-hmm. Major League Baseball subsidizes minor league baseball. But the minor league baseball system has been in effect for a century, right? Does the amount of players, the amount of money that it would take for minor league football, would that work? And I ask you this in these terms. When would minor league football be? Let's just say there was a developmental minor league football league. Now, they tried that with the overseas league. Remember the NFL Europe?
Yep.
That essentially was a developmental league. And I think the model in some respects works. I don't know that you can run a minor league football league in America in football season, okay? I just don't. I don't know where you do it. Where is it successful? In what markets? Right? You've got college football everywhere, high school football everywhere. Like, you're pretty saturated football-wise in football season, okay? All these other leagues have tried to be spring leagues. They've all started in February, March, April, and tried to be spring leagues, and they've all failed. I think the XFL's given another run, right?
They are.
Okay. But not necessarily as a developmental league. All those guys want to play in the NFL, but it's not theoretically a developmental league. So the question's not a dumb question. I think it's going to be a while because I think they've tried it. I just don't know how you do it.
Well, they've never. They've tried it to let's see, but they've never been pressured to actually have to build something because they have college football. College football is a minor league system for the NFL,
right?
And they have that. They're not paying for it, and 100%. They can pick and choose who they want from.
Yeah,
college football.
And there's no overlay. It's
for
not
the
like
draft.
it's not like any other draft, right? You look at the Major League Baseball draft or the NBA draft or the hockey draft, and you're getting international players up and down the line. What is there? If there's 7 rounds of the NFL draft, is there an international player? I mean, it's all American
Rare.
college football players, right? 99% of them.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
And then so it's something that we can look back, but they've never actually had to invest in a minor league system because they have college football.
Yeah. So would it benefit them? And I'm not sure it would. And how would you do it? I mean, you're not going to have each team have their own team. Think of how many players that is. Where you putting them, when are you playing it?
I think the only way that would happen is if somehow, some way, college athletics just collapsed.
And college athletics isn't going to collapse. It may evolve and morph, but it's not going to collapse. So it's not a dumb question. It's an interesting question. It's something that I've thought about a lot. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll touch on it with Jerry Palm coming up at 8:30 this morning. Talking about the NFL tonight. Tommy's going to Foxborough. Did you hear that? It's a children's book. Tommy goes to Foxborough. This is Tommy. He's handsome. He plays football. Flip the page. This is Bill. He's grumbly. Grumbly? It's the opening drive. I am out of time. I'll write my book later.
Getting by is getting.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every
Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and J.J. Buck.
All right, let's go tonight. Bengals, Jaguars, last two first picks of the draft going at each other. I know you like it. I know you're going to watch. You're going to sit around and watch the – aren't you watch? Where are you watching footy tonight? Like aren't you going to – you are, right? You watch footy?
I am very intrigued about this.
Second.
Like it's one. Oh, let's bag on it. I want to see if Trevor Lawrence can only throw one interception in a game. He has 7 through his first 3 games. Yeah, against the Jaguars aren't good, but you got to make better decisions. Like the pass he threw on the flea flicker last weekend was disastrous.
Yeah, boy.
Boy.
So maybe let's see if he can just throw one interception tonight. And I like watching the Bengals offense.
I think the
They're
Bengals
explosive.
are good.
They're fun. Let's go.
No T. Higgins for them tonight. They'll have Joe Mixon in. Jamar Chase is there. But no T. Higgins for Joe Burrow tonight against a Jaguars team that is going to be either impressive or exposed. 9 touchdowns, 18 interceptions for rookie quarterbacks over the first few weeks, and 7 of those interceptions have been from Trevor Lawrence. I like it tonight. Actually, I think the Bengals are an intriguing team. I think that they're interesting to me. I think I told you yesterday, I think they're a team that competes for a playoff spot. I'm not certain they get one, but I think they're going to be there competing. I think they win enough games as we go down the stretch, and they're competing for one. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, A. Marie, and Adrian is producing for you on the TV side. 505-246-0610 if you want to get at us. You can send emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com, and certainly tweet at us. _ JJ Buck. So Dalvin Cook was back at practice yesterday. That's good, right?
Yep.
All right, so he's going to play?
He's playing.
Like that's done? He's off the injury list?
I think he's playing.
Well.
With my peeps.
Your peeps
in
tell
the
you?
Viking media world.
Are they going to split it? Are we getting Alexander Madison? Madison. That's a great name.
So
it
good.
is. With the musical. And
So good.
Have you seen the musical?
Uh-huh.
Have you seen Hamilton?
Yeah, in Minneapolis, actually. Not New York.
It's incredibly impressive.
Half the price when you go somewhere else.
Is it? When you
I was
out
in
of,
New York.
When you get out of New York.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's coming here.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a Popejoy.
Let's
Good
go.
spot.
Let's go.
Absolutely. I will take the child to see that. She loves the musicals, by
Very
the way.
good. Very
loves them. She did Broadway.
Nothing like it.
I think she was like 5. Maybe
cool.
6. She did Mary Poppins on Broadway. Loved it. Have
So
you ever seen a
much fun.
Broadway show?
No.
It's,
I suggest it, even if you're not into
100%,
musicals.
100%.
It's beautiful.
100%.
Yeah, it's awesome. Live.
100%.
Love live entertainment.
All right, so he's back. That's a big deal. At what point do we sicken of the Brady Belichick story? Brady going back? Are we there yet? It's we've avoided it, and we've hit Thursday. I don't know that we can avoid it the whole time. I think Tommy's playing it the right way. It's not about it's not a revenge game. It's a game, and they're coming off a loss. He knew this was coming. He saw it the day that the schedule came out. Whether it's going to be emotional, I don't expect tears from anybody. I've been hearing, how will the crowd treat Brady? What do you mean, how will the crowd treat Brady? Like they're
A lot of Patriot fans still love him.
I think the majority of them still love him.
Yeah.
Like, I think the majority of
Gave
fans
him a pretty good ride.
I think there's 10% who are just, he's bitter, he's a traitor, I don't care about him, he went to Florida. Like, okay, Gramps, like, where you got those, how many, 7 flags flying?
Yeah. He did all right
You
for them.
get none of them. Maybe you get one. I mean, who was your quarterback? It was Drew, and I'm a big Drew Bledsoe guy. Yeah. I really like Drew Bledsoe. Drew, in fact, personal note, when Washington State was in the New Mexico Bowl, what year is that, 2013-ish? Sent, because I met him up in the box. I knew him. His dad used to coach at Eisenhower High School in Yakima. But I knew him way back in the day. He sent a bottle of beautiful wine, 2 of them, through the athletic director for me from his vineyard. So that's why I'm a huge, you guys do that for you. You're always going to be a fan of them. Yeah, no, he was always, he didn't make the game, but he had, Bill Moose was athletic director, and he said, Drew wanted you to have these 2, and they were just these beautiful, signed bottles. It was
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm a big Drew guy, but I don't think he would have won 7 Super Bowls if he'd have stayed there. I mean, he might have won one, and I would have loved to see him get one. So the minority boo, like if you boo this guy, and again, I'm going to stick to it. I'm not going to ever tell you how to be a fan, but don't you kind of have to check yourself a little bit? What would compel you to boo Tom Brady if you're a Patriots fan? Because he left?
Yeah, because you're sad. Well, it's the end of an era. I don't think.
Well, the era's over.
Well, now all these stories are coming out, right? Like
Well, the book's out now.
Yeah,
and
book's
okay, so whatever. Look,
Are we
Let me
surprised?
just tell you something. You work with someone in a competitive environment like that for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know what your longest relationship is or your work history, but I just want people to think back through whatever it is your long. Think of any work environment, any relationship. Okay, and ratchet it up, because that is at the highest level of professional sport. And in one of the top media markets. Oh, and by the way, you're basically a dynasty. So the media spotlight is even hotter. Okay, so everything that you know ratcheted up exponentially. Like, stuff's going to happen. There's going to be stories. There's going to be a couple days where you got in a disagreement. There was going to be things that you're not happy about, and the coach had to do or you had to do. Like, I take that stuff with such a grain of salt, and I take it as human. As life, right? Human interaction.
I think Patriot fans, for the most part, from all my Patriot friends, they're happy for Tom.
How can you not be?
And just like how Peyton went to Denver, Colts fans love Peyton, and people still love Peyton.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's very similar to that. It's. I think it's bigger than that.
Bigger.
I mean,
Well, that's why I'm saying it's hard to compare. Like,
yeah, but it's similar. It's analogous. Absolutely.
I mean, you could even go to Stafford at this point, but like,
okay,
but he was on a horrible team. You can't compare the
well,
dynasties.
it's like Pujols, and did you
Yeah.
see they put Pujols on the IR? So he's got a COVID issue, so he's probably not going to play that game against the Cardinals, which I really wanted to see him get the game-winning hit. But where would you, if you're a Patriots fan, you're there wearing a Patriots jersey. Now you're wearing a mac and cheese jersey or a Mac Brown jersey. Sorry, and are you like if you're booing Brady, where's your mind? Because I just
think
don't
there's
get
such a small percentage where it's not even going to be a conversation.
I think that's right.
Like he was the greatest quarterback of all time, won 7 Super Bowls. Like the book, the stories that are coming out are ridiculously fascinating because it's more than just working together and not agreeing.
I guess I haven't read a bunch of it. I've just heard little excerpts. Like
Eric Mangini trying to physically fight Bill Belichick. It's
nice.
Those
Who
guys
would've won that fight.
It's Belichick and Kraft and Brady's egos getting to the point where none of them feels like they're getting enough credit. Like it's more than just ruffled feathers. Like there's some legit stuff in there, which you're like, how did you even end up getting to 7 Super Bowls with some of this stuff?
Which makes it even better. Which makes it even better. Look, you're talking about. I mean, I don't know. We keep saying arguably best quarterback that ever played. We're talking about arguably the best coach who ever did it, right? And one of the best owners in the history of professional sports, correct?
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. He put this thing together, and they were nothing before he kind of came in and did this. Now he got lucky with Belichick, but I mean, he's built that thing into something crazy. Now he's one of the most influential men in the NFL. So yeah, you're going to have huge egos. I mean, whether they're very, very humble beginning people or not, I think human nature tells you you're going to have really big egos, right? So yeah, I'm interested in it. I guess I was super busy yesterday. I have to read more of this stuff. Get more. Give me more juice. Like, what else is there?
Gotta find this
No,
story for
I'm
you.
down. All right. I think the game's a mess. I mean, I would bet this thing as high as, I don't know, 13. If you were giving me, I think it's 7.5, 8.5. I might take Tampa Bay up to 12.5, 13.5 points. How big would the spread have to get for you to back off at Tampa Bay?
Back off of Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Probably over 14.
So you take it up to 13.5, 14. It's 7 points. I mean, it does not feel like it's stealing. That's what scares me too, right? When I see
special Sunday night games,
and that's the one thing, right? The special sauce of the Sunday night game, everything
it's
goes
gonna come down to the minute.
It always does.
At 30 seconds.
I know. Every damn game, like every one of them. And is Belichick pulling something out of his lower crevice? I just, what's he got to pull? Mac Jones? He's looked horrible. They're not going to be able to run the ball. They got nobody to run the ball, and they're going up against the best run defense in the league. Who's he throwing to? Nelson Aguilar's his best receiver. And I like Nelson.
Kobe Myers.
The run game and the defense have been holding them over.
Well, they're okay.
No, I'm just saying. So you're right. About
Okay,
Mac
but
Jones.
they're not running the game.
No,
they're not running the ball against
Absolutely
this team.
not. No.
Right? The Rams ran for like 70 yards against them. They're not running the ball. And the defense, are they are shutting them down? All right, Gronk may not play.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, they were playing like the Jets when they shut him down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you see? Because I see this thing getting out of control.
I do. Mac Jones isn't good right now. The offense is sputtering defensively. I think that the defensive line of the Bucs is going to cause them a ton of trouble. And if Mac Jones, like we saw last weekend, is going to have to be chasing the game, throwing 50 passes, it's not going to be a good night.
No, there's no way. There's no way. All right, 505-246-0610. Love your thoughts on this one because this one is a fascinating one. Not just because it's going to be a great game, because I don't think it will be. And I'm going to go get a really nice dinner that night. We'll see. But I just the whole this is one that doesn't live up to it. I think this is where the hype going in, and you get a letdown because I don't think the game's going to be good. Over under 3.5 touchdowns for Tommy.
I think the under.
It's going to be interesting to see how does he want to make a statement? I think doesn't he quietly kind of want to? Does Bruce Arians want him to?
Yes.
But it's
how are they going to shut him down?
Here's as easy as Brady makes it.
No.
It's still not that easy.
100%.
Because we do this every week. There's a game where you're like, I'll take this team by 28. And they lose by a field goal or the 3-point game.
Like the Ravens over the Lions? What?
Yes.
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 It's laughable. Sorry, it's laughable.
All I did was support your case. Yes, I just gave you you're right. You're 100% right. So is this the game? I don't know. When do the Jets win? Or is tonight the game? Because tonight's game is a 7.5 point spread. When was the last time the Bengals were favored by 7.5 over anybody?
I have no idea.
No, seriously.
I know.
They're 7.5 point favorites tonight. All right, Jerry Palm at the bottom of the hour. 505-246-0610 is how you can get into us. Question for you. Have you taken advantage of these incredibly low mortgage rates? If so, congratulations. You realize the benefits. If not, I really suggest you call American Financing. You may be missing out on hundreds of dollars in savings per month. Not like a one-time hundreds of dollars per month. It could be more. It could be up to $1,000. Mortgage consultants over at American Financing are salary-based experts. They're known for saving people up to $1,000 a month. It is a no-pressure, no-obligation experience. No upfront fees. No hidden fees. That's not how American Financing does business. Instead, they're going to walk you through the process so you can choose a custom loan that fits your budget. It takes as little as 10 minutes to get started, and you may postpone up to 2 mortgage payments. I don't know what you're waiting for. Rates are still incredibly low. There's never been a better time to make your move. Pre-qualify for free. Call them. 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
95.9 FM and AM 610.
The Sports Animal.
Bengals and Jags tonight. Dalvin Cook's back. Any other big NFL news I'm missing out? Anybody else back? Not back. No T. Higgins tonight for your fantasy lineups. No word yet on Darrell Henderson, right? For the Rams, it could be Sony Michel. Their big matchup with the Cardinals. Everybody's telling me game of the week. It's the Patriots. To me, as I look through the schedule, I mean, Cardinals Rams is really good. Panthers Cowboys is really good.
Panthers Cowboys, I'm looking forward.
Yeah,
to.
To me, there's
game of the week is Rams Cardinals.
It is, right?
Storyline of the week.
Raiders Chargers is pretty good. The Monday night game is really good too. Raiders Chargers really good. But I mean,
Rams Cardinals. If you're looking, all right, just best what should be the best game of the weekend. It's that one.
100%. Rams are 4.5-point favorites. I think it's too much. I do. I think that's a field goal game. I think Cardinals are going to win straight up. This is one of those games. It's at SoFi, so they're going to flip that field that quick for the Chargers on Monday night. I think. This is the kind of game that makes me nervous. Rams coming off of the big emotion of welcoming the Super Bowl champs into SoFi a week before. And there's Tommy and the champs, and this feels like it just feels like a Cardinal win to me. Think I'm nuts?
No. I would take the Rams, but I think it's going to be like 31-28 kind of points.
I think it's a 3-point game. I think it's a super close game. I think there's a lot of points scored in this game, and I like Arizona. Seattle's got to get one in San Francisco. If Seattle loses to the Niners are 2.5-point favorites. Seattle goes to 1-3 in a division that somebody's going to be 4-0, right? The winner of the Rams-Cardinals game, somebody's going to be 4-0. And if they lose to the 49ers, they're 1-3 in a division where you got somebody 4-0 and everybody else is 3-1. That's fact. And I don't know how they're going to dig out of that hole. I think they're a pretty nice team. I was surprised that Minnesota handled them and nothing's easy, as handily, as convincingly as they did last week. Seattle, again, I'm not going to sit here in week 4 and tell you it's a must-win, but that's a kind of got to win game for them, isn't it?
I think
kind of got to win game.
Yes, in that division, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I look at that division, and that's a huge, huge, huge game.
Because of what happened in week 2. blew a lead at home to Tennessee.
Yeah. No, and it makes this a kind of got to win game. The other one that's really, really interesting is Ravens and Broncos. And Denver's a 1-point favorite. I wouldn't know how to bet that game if I was a bettor. I wouldn't touch it because I don't know what you're getting. I won't be surprised if the Broncos win by 10. I won't be surprised if they lose by 10.
Yeah.
No, honestly.
The Denver right now is the
yes
team.
And it's a good but.
3-0, but. Okay, here we go. Got Baltimore coming in. Lamar Jackson caused problems. I'm very excited to watch that matchup, seeing what the Broncos do defensively against Lamar. And this first time in a while where I'd actually not have the red zone on for most of the time, and I'll be intently watching this one in the afternoon.
Are you really?
Wow.
So, all right. See, the Rams and Cardinals are playing at the same time. I'm going to red zone that. I'm not splitting. I might split screen the Rams and watch red zone on one side and have the Rams.
I'll have the red zone on.
Yeah,
but I might actually have the audio.
The audio on the Broncos game. All right, fair enough. No, that's really. See, there's somebody told me it's a really lackluster schedule. I'm like, I looked at it yet, and I'm looking at it going, what are you talking about?
A lot of great games.
I think Monday night's game is terrific. Raiders and Chargers.
And Sunday night.
I don't think Sunday night's
No.
great. I mean, Sunday nights, it's all about the storyline. Once they play football, I don't think the game's great. No, honestly. I mean, the pregame stuff will be wonderful, and watching Tommy cry and everybody cheer, and there's Giselle in the suite, and there's
Drinking wine.
Yeah, you really think that's gonna be a great watch?
I like Sunday Night Football.
No, I do too. I just don't think that's a great game. All right, I mean, you can. Your opinion's valid.
Thank you.
Remember how much we talked about Patriots getting a bunch of defenders back?
Yeah.
And Bill Belichick being this defensive coach?
Yes.
Here's one of those moments because you can be a good coach, but a lot of these guys, it's when you look at a Greg Popovich or now even Bill Belichick, it's like you're good, but kind of I might be leaning towards a Hall of Fame, greatest of all time type of players at their positions than a coach.
Yeah. All right. The other one you said the Broncos are but team. You know who the other but team is in the other way? There's a team that's 1-2. So you say, well, they're 1-2. Yeah, they're 1-2, but that's Kansas City Chiefs. Right? I mean, they're 1-2. Yeah, but I mean, they're still the Chiefs. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's worried about them, and I think everybody thinks they handle the Eagles this week. But they're kind of a 1-2 team, and but next week they get the Bills at home, which is the game of the week,
Ooh.
right?
That's
Next
gonna be
week,
a good one.
yeah. Then they go to Washington, and then they go to Tennessee. Like they're on again, off again. It's like they get the Eagles, but then they get the Bills, then they get Washington, then they get the Titans, then they get the Giants, then they get the Packers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then Raiders, Cowboys, Broncos, Raiders. Yeah, it's gonna get interesting for them late. It's kind of like the Broncos early, like but they start with the Browns, Ravens, Chargers is a whole lot different. Now they're in their little run. They're getting some of these games. I'm not worried about them. Should I be?
You can't be worried about Kansas City because the defensive deficiencies are real. Okay. I understand that. But I don't expect that Clyde Edwards-Helaire to fumble every game. I don't expect Tyreek Hill to put the ball on the ground. And what's hurt them the two losses is turnovers and fumbling the football.
You know what the best part about them starting at 1-2? I don't have to listen to them. Oh, well, they may go undefeated. Who's going to beat them? I don't have to listen to that garbage. By when do you think we see the last undefeated go down? You've got
Who's undefeated right now?
Here's who's undefeated. It's the Bills and the Raiders, the Broncos and the Rams, and the Panthers. That's it. The Rams, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Bills are not. So that's it. That's it. I got 4 of them? That's all. 4. I mean, within 2 weeks, everybody's got a loss, right? 3 weeks? Yeah. All right, Jerry Palm's coming up next. We'll talk college football with him. Looking forward to that conversation. We already talked about that damn drum, right, at Notre Dame?
We did.
Yeah.
All right. You love that drum. So he's coming up next.
The drum beats, the beats of the sound system pumping while you're working out at F45. F45 training, 45 minutes, high-intensity interval training, full-body functional fitness. It's a fantastic workout. The classes are great. The programs that they have switch up every couple of weeks. It's a new class every single day, so your mind and body are going to keep pushing you forward, keep challenge yourself to hit the fitness goals that you have in your life. And the F45 training, it doesn't matter what level you're at, whether you're someone that is in really good shape or someone looking to get in shape. The workouts are geared for you because of the way it's set up. Yeah, you're all doing the same thing, but you can do it at different weights. You can do it when it comes to, you start at body weight and then get to the weights. You can do that because you have certified trainers that are there to help motivate and modify and keep you moving forward. So check them out at F45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Take a look at the schedule of classes. They have classes available 7 days a week. Read about the class descriptions. Sign up for a 7-day free trial. Get in and get going. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today. 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast. Or start...
Lobo football back at it on Saturday out of University Stadium, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Air Force will be in town for the Mountain West Conference opener. 4:30 kickoff, 3:30 pregame over on News Radio KKOB. JJ will have a pregame show along with Nedward Abraham James and Robert.
We do a couple segments.
Do you?
Hang out.
And then Robert and Dontrell, and is that what you do? You just kind of hang out and do a couple segments?
Yeah.
It's good stuff, actually. Weather should be perfect. First day balloon fiesta, rain today and tomorrow, and then game day is epic, exactly what you want it to be for college football at 4:30 in the afternoon in October. So I look forward to seeing you out there. Aggies will be in San Jose. They'll take on San Jose State as they continue their run through a Mountain West schedule. 8:30 local time start for New Mexico State and San Jose State. Let's talk a little college football. So much going on as we turn the calendar tomorrow to October. Jerry Palm from CBSSports.com joins us on Thursdays. He's with us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir. How you living?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. Hey, before we get into games, I just want to this NLRB. It wasn't a ruling; it was an opinion that came down yesterday, right. And so I need people to kind of understand. But it's for private schools, and they decided that they're not student athlete isn't a term anymore. That these athletes are employees. What do you think that means in the immediate, and what does that do long term?
You know, I saw a report about it applying only to private schools, but when I read the memo, it didn't say anything about private schools only. So I don't know how that impacts public schools, or if it does, or why it would be just private schools. Well, I mean, it gives players the right to unionize, collectively bargain. I wonder how that works, though. I mean, I'm not a labor lawyer, so I don't really know a lot about that. If they were to, try and get a salary, or, some sort of organized health care, some kind of, benefits beyond their scholarship, or maybe even the scholarship, is that stuff taxable now? Because they're employees and not, it may not be considered grant and aid. How does that work? I don't really know much about the logistics of implementing some of the things in that opinion yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to mean either, and it's going to evolve. All right, where are we with CFP conversation? They put it off. Bill Hancock said we've got time, even if we want to make it happen in 2024. We've got time, and he's right. But obviously, if they had the votes, they'd have moved forward. It makes me sit here and think that they don't have the votes now for expansion. They're trying to figure this thing out because there's a lot of issues.
Right. I mean, expansion is going to happen. I saw something yesterday about trying to get it done in 4 months to do it for 2024. Otherwise, it'll have to wait till the end of the contract, which is 5 years off, right. 2026. I can't imagine the problems that exist in college football, at the top of which is instability. because of conference realignment, I don't expect that to be settled in 4 months. And I don't expect the other issues involved with the expansion, the format, the how many games everybody's playing, safety and schedule issues to be resolved in 4 months either, even if there is stability in terms of conference realignment. So, yeah, this looks like a 2026 thing at the earliest. But expansion is going to happen in some form or another, but people just need to wait for things to settle down before they can make decisions.
What are you hearing on Mountain West and the American Athletic Association, specifically the Air Force Colorado State stuff?
Yeah, there's nothing the last couple of weeks. Right. There was that speculation right away after it was announced that Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF were leaving, that the American might target the Colorado schools and perhaps some others. I have seen nothing about that. And I'm not sure, frankly, that it would benefit the Colorado schools to leave for the American.
I 100% agree with that.
I don't think the financial benefit, if there is one, would outweigh, things like travel expenses and just general isolation from the rest of the league. SMU and Tulsa are still there. But, I don't really see the benefit in it.
All right, Jerry Palm's with us from CBSSports.com.
Well, Jerry, let's get into this weekend slate, and let's start bright and early on Saturday. Arkansas at Georgia. What do you expect out of that game?
Yeah, low scoring because Georgia's defense is really good, maybe the best in the country, definitely elite defense. And, they should be able to hold down that Arkansas offense, which has done pretty well so far. They've already beaten, Texas and A&M. So, this is a team that knows how to play good competition. And they'll show up and they'll have their ways to slow down Georgia and maybe move the ball a little bit. But I expect that to be a low-scoring game. I saw where Georgia's something like an 18-point favorite. Am I remembering
I got them at 18 and a half.
Yeah, that just seems like a really big number. Unless Georgia's defense scores, I think that's going to be a tough number to reach. And whatever the over-under is, I'm kind of on the under.
It's only 40.
Oh, 40. Yeah. So how do you have they have to win 20-0 to cover that spread.
All right, never mind. I'm looking at it's 40. It's 48. 48.
Well,
48. That's different.
I was going to say 40 is usually reserved for games between military.
Yeah, I put my
where they're both running the option.
Yeah.
That's a low number, and at 48, I could see under 48.
Jerry, what is Notre Dame in store for hosting Cincinnati?
This is the game.
A defensive battle, because that's really – Cincinnati's good on both sides of the ball. That's why they're ranked where they are and able to win the way they do. But their defense is really good. Notre Dame is probably going to be maybe the best defense they've seen this year, and Wisconsin held them down pretty good. Wisconsin held them to 13 points, and then Notre Dame got 3 touchdowns from special teams and defense to run away with that game at the end. But Notre Dame's offense has not been really all that prolific, and Cincinnati's defense is going to challenge them, and Cincinnati's offense is good enough to score some points. I expect that to be more of a defensive battle as well. I like Cincinnati in that game. I think they can win that game.
This feels like, and I've got no affiliation with that program, and you're a lot closer there. It feels like this might be one of the biggest games in the history of that program, right? Because what this could mean for Cincinnati.
Absolutely, no question. Because 13-0 Cincinnati with a win at Notre Dame and a win at Indiana, at least gets a discussion about the college football playoff, and they would be the first group of 5 teams to even earn a discussion.
Yeah, look,
whether they get in or not.
If the Big 12 doesn't have an undefeated champion, and there's nobody dominant there, Oklahoma won by 3 last week at West
Oklahoma
Virginia.
Is basically Clemson without the losses.
I think that's right. Okay, so I think the ACC's out. I think if the Big 12 doesn't have an undefeated champion, now you're looking. Do you believe Oregon's going to run the table? Because I'm not sure I do. You do.
I think they are head and shoulders better than every other team in that league.
Okay.
But whether they're, you can still lose.
I watch it every year.
Have a bad day, right?
Yeah, I watch every year that league beat each other up. And the best
this year the rest of the league is beating each other up. And really, one of the under-the-radar big games is Arizona State and UCLA, because if Oregon does make the college football playoff, that game probably decides who goes to the Rose Bowl.
All right, that's good. Hey, how do you justify, Jerry Palm's with us from CBSSports.com, how do you justify coaches' poll, and look, maybe it's just handed it off to an assistant, voting UCLA ahead of Fresno State in the coaches' poll when Fresno State went to the Rose Bowl and beat them?
Now you know why I don't pay attention to the polls.
No, I get it, and I think that shows what a joke they are.
There's no justification, none. I certainly can't. I can't explain the polls. I mean, there's sort of a rhyme and reason to how they work. Well, but the reason is flawed.
Totally.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just not. But to me, it's stuff like that is why the polls. I have no use for them.
Let me ask you one other thing as we talk about Cincinnati. If BYU runs the table, and I don't know if there's enough wins on there, they're 4-0. They got Baylor still. They would have Virginia, which, I mean, there's not much up except they end with USC, which at one point looked really good. Are they in consideration?
Well, BYU cannot get a group of 5 spot, right? They just have to earn selection like Notre Dame does.
Right.
Maybe. But the problem is their best wins are all going to be Pac-12, Mountain West. If that could impress
Well,
maybe.
Baylor.
Probably not.
Baylor.
Well, yeah. Baylor's okay right now. We'll see how they do when they get into the conference, more fully. But
I mean, if we get there, it would be Utah, Arizona State, Boise State, Baylor, Virginia, USC.
Yeah.
If we get
maybe. It depends on who else is there. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule out Boise as a potential New Year's Six team. But they'd have to get probably to 10, maybe, in order to get it because it's possible that the Big 12 and Pac-12 representatives to their contract bowls may come outside the top 12 in the rankings. So you may have to get to 10. Any team may have to get to 10 to get selected as an at-large this year.
Jerry, North Carolina State beat Clemson in overtime last weekend. Why has Clemson fallen off so dramatically this season?
They can't block, and so their offense doesn't function. They can't run the ball. They don't have time to throw. They don't have an experienced enough quarterback to deal with those problems, and their offense just does not function. Their defense is really good, very good, but their offense just isn't good enough to overcome the problems on the offensive line, which is kind of odd that Clemson has got that problem because they recruited very well, but obviously they haven't been able to overcome last year's losses. But the light could go on at any time. I mean, that's the thing. For Clemson,
it's too late.
Talent is not the problem. So it's a matter of, scheme, confidence, technique, things like that. But just raw talent's not the problem. So, so the light could go on at any time. And Boston College is that's another ridiculous line. It's something like 18, 17 points.
I was just
given what Clemson's done this year, they may not even score 17 points, let alone cover 17 points.
It is 15 points. Over under 40.
So it's down then, because it was higher than that.
46 is the over under. Yeah. All right, lastly, does Ole Miss get a shot against Alabama?
Yeah, because their offense is good. Their offense can keep them in games. They can play. They can score with just about anybody. I think if the game was in Oxford, I'd feel better about it. In Tuscaloosa, I like Bama. I just think that's, and I think they might cover the 2-touchdown line, Alabama. But, the scoreboard should get a pretty good workout in Tuscaloosa this week.
That'll be good. All right, follow him. JP Palm CBS is his Twitter handle. You can read him every day over on CBSSports.com. Catch him every Thursday here on our show. Jerry, enjoy the weekend. Hopefully the Drum gets into whichever stadium he needed to get into this weekend.
Well, they're at home this week, so
they got a
it's homecoming at Purdue this week. So I think the Drum will make it.
Special drum entrance to get it into the stadium in West Lafayette?
Last week we were at home with Illinois, so the Drum got an extra loud round of applause.
It was the biggest celebrity in the game. It was the second. Jerry Palm was the biggest celebrity in the building, and the Drum was the second biggest celebrity.
We had actually the 2020 or the 2000 Rose Bowl team was being honored, so I was no more than the 7,000th celebrity.
That's a pretty good number. I mean, considering there were what 55,000 or so there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're about.
They're in the upper echelon. Good to catch up with you. We'll do it next week. Thanks as always for the time, Jerry.
All right, take care.
All right, be well. Jerry Palm from CBSSports.com. I'll bet he was inside the top 1,000. Do you think?
That's a fair guesstimate.
Yeah, Jerry Palm. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in. You can respond to any of that. The polls are ridiculous. I mean, the fact that Fresno State is behind UCLA in a poll, they both have one loss. Fresno State won at the Rose Bowl, and their one loss is by 7 to the third-ranked team in the country. I mean, like what are we doing? Why do we have polls if that's the case? All in Autographs is unbelievable. Go check them out. Go to their website first, allinautographs.com. Bounce around, look at what they got. You're going, I want to go there. Then go. 2225 Wyoming Northeast. You can call them at 505-504-7575. They're just to the south of Manal on the east side of the Hoffmantown Plaza. It is a museum. It is the Southwest's premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination. Go in there, look around, gawk at all the stuff. It's insane. Whatever your game is, whatever your thing is, whether you like combat sports or entertainment, whether you like music or soccer or racing or golf or history, there's going to be some memorabilia in there that you're going to look at and it's going to ring a bell for you. Whatever it is you're into, there's going to be something there. If you're looking for a gift for that person who's got everything, you'll find something there. All in Autographs is like a museum, but you can take something home. Let them know you heard about it here on the opening drive. You get $25 off your purchase of $100 or more. All in Autographs has a VIP club as well. Ask them about that. You can become a member. You can get invited to their whiskey nights, cigar nights, meet the celebrities that they bring in. Rick Barry was here last month. So was Steve Garvey, Lincoln Kennedy. Just great names. Go over there, take a look at it. You're going to love this place. All in Autographs. 505-504-7575. Go to allinautographs.com or just go to the store. 2225 Wyoming, northeast just south of Manal. You're going to love it. Albuquerque's premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do his dream of what to do with it next.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International.
He said everything's evolving. The CFP thing is taking its time. The ruling, and again, not a ruling, the opinion from the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, that came down yesterday is going to take time to evolve, and he's kind of getting his way through it as well. So I think really the biggest thing that he's got me looking forward to is what I was already looking forward to. And when I said to him, it's got to be the biggest game in the history, or one of the biggest games in the history of Cincinnati, right? They're playing at Notre Dame. And if they beat Notre Dame tomorrow, does Cincinnati, this would be the most, and it's not clear, but the best path that we've had yet for a group of 5 team to get into the playoff.
Yes, there would be there hasn't been a resume. Win over Indiana, win at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
If they finish the season undefeated, it's now or never for a group of 5 team in the 4-team college football.
So here's what I can see it coming down to, right? There's going to be most likely an undefeated SEC champion, most likely. Not for sure, but most likely. And even if there's not, the SEC champion's getting in with 1 loss. All right. I think they're well. Let's just say both Georgia and Alabama run the table until they meet each other in the SEC championship game. 1 wins, 1 loses. They both probably get in, right? They both probably get in. Let's say Oregon runs the table, so there's 3. Let's say Penn State runs the table, there's 4. The conversation is going to be a 1 loss. Let's just say Georgia, or God, well, I mean, if it's Alabama who loses, it's. I mean, you got to have Alabama in, right? But it's going to come down to a second SEC team, or an undefeated Cincinnati who had beaten Notre Dame, right? I mean, can you see that conversation? That's where it comes to. You put in a second SEC team with one loss or an undefeated Cincinnati. That's where the world's going to lose its mind, and understandably so. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. We're going to continue to have a good show when we get back. He's number 5, I'm number 6. What? That's what we were just called. Like thing 1, thing 2, thing 3. Right?
I love it.
Yeah. I'm just lucky to be in the top 10 out of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm in the top 6 out of 5.
I can't.
Jeff, JJ, Amory, Adrian. Glad you're with us on a Thursday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal and ProView Networks.
I'm Steve Weisman with NFL
International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium will
for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
How come it got quiet for you? And JJ Buck! Make sure number 5 gets up there, man. I mean, give number 5 his
number
credit.
5?
5, baby. Woo! 5.
Fifth stringer.
That's right. It's the opening drive on your Thursday. Football tonight for you, Patriots and Bengals. We got Isotopes baseball as they make the run for the cash. They're in Sacramento after Trujillo tonight. 7:45, Josh Sushan will crack the microphone from the capital of the Golden State, Isotopes and Sacramento River Cats. Just a few more left for Albuquerque's AAA baseball team. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie producing for you, and Adrian producing on the TV side. Hondo sent an email, and we've been talking college athletics a lot this morning. He says, I sure don't get this, Jeff. I'm not sure what a conference switch does for Air Force and Colorado State. They say it frees up another non-league game for the Flyboys. So, as we have found out, government has unlimited resources. Unlike Troy Calhoun needs to schedule a big money game to make his budget, like when New Mexico School of the Blind played Wisconsin School of the Blind. So Colorado State makes no sense to me. When you have 3 conference clubs within a short drive. Look, Hondo, we're on the same page with this. Jerry kind of said the same thing. We're struggling to find a reason, a benefit on this thing for Colorado State. I mean, I don't know. You've read a lot of stuff. I'm still not there.
It's one that you look at the television deals, and those are going to change. They're going to change for everybody when the contract is up. And in the timing of when you leave a conference to join a new conference, the buyouts, if there's any involved, the monetary gain, how good is it and when is it ever going to come in this situation if you're Air Force or Colorado State? And your Colorado State, just be better. You have a stadium on campus. The potential is there. You just have to win games. And you've said it plenty of times, Jeff. If schools are upset about maybe the way things are right now, well, y'all signed off on it. And if you want to keep letting Boise State do their thing and get a little bit more out of the deal, well, that's on you.
So I tell people this all the time when they're changing, when they make big changes in their life, okay? And it's kind of something that I try to live by. If you're up for a job, if you're getting into a different relationship, if you're whatever, big lifestyle changes, and this would feel like that. I always suggest make a change to run to something, not run away from something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you're going to another job just because you hate this job, you're not going to be any happier there unless you're going there because that's better. If the reason you're leaving is because I hate this, I'm not sure what makes you think it's going to be better over there. And this feels to me like their fans have been cranky and they've been cranky and they think that they're better. Look, everybody, I've told you this a million times. Every fan base in this league, the New Mexico fan base, the San Diego State fan base, certainly the Boise State fan base, the Colorado State fan base, all think that they should be the next team into a Power 5 league. And I love that about fan bases in college athletics. You all have a reason why, and some valid and some less valid, okay? If their issue is we want to be in a Power 5 conference, well, that's not what they're running to. If their issue is we're tired of Craig Thompson or we're tired of Boise State or whatever it is, I guess I'm really struggling to see what it is they're running to as opposed to running from.
I'm right there with you.
And so, if you're going to make a big lifestyle change, like I almost understand Texas and Oklahoma. What are they running from? So I don't know that they were unhappy necessarily. I guess they were in the Big 10 or the Big 12, but they're running to the SEC, which is the standard bearer right now. Okay, I get what Houston and Cincinnati and Central Florida are going to. They're going to what is currently a Power 5, an automatic bid league, right? It going into the new system, essentially. I don't get what Colorado State is going to, as opposed to running from. And therein lies, for me, the questions. And I've asked the question a lot, and I've asked, Jerry, I've talked to some people, in my other job, and nobody really kind of understands it. I've talked to people within this league. What is it better for them? And so my hope for the Mountain West, and obviously I've got an affection for the Mountain West. I went to a Mountain West school. I work in a Mountain West market. I work as a bowl director with the Mountain West. I want this league to be strong, to survive, to thrive, to grow. I just hope there's conversations going on that we don't know about to strengthen the base of this league. And I really want to believe there are. I don't know that from anybody. I've been so busy. I haven't really had those conversations with any athletic directors in the last week. But I hope there are. Because I just, and what makes me think that maybe there are is that this is taking so long. Right?
Mm-hmm. Because it's a league that it works. Mountain West. You have a mountain division with similar schools, not crazy travel. A West division. Hawaii is intriguing just to everyone, I think. Whether it's a 13th game on the schedule, a trip for your fan base. Like, there's a lot of positives within the Mountain West as it's constructed. And the ability to get better. And we've seen quality programs be built in this league. We've seen high-level players come through this league on a consistent basis. So I do think that there is a lot as constructed and to be added to it. And the same thing the Mountain West says is like everything else. And something that does stand out to me yesterday with one of the callers was like, well, the stuff that we're saying here, it's like the opposite of the same thing. Like, why would Memphis or why would one of those, we're going to the Mountain West? So you're having those battles.
I think that's right. And,
but
and
I
Memphis
think
is a long way away. Like, I
Memphis
get it.
Is out there. And so that kind of would change the whole dynamics. But you have to think, how do we stabilize ourselves? And ultimately, if they keep it together as constructed, they're in a good position. Like, they're better than the American Athletic Conference right now when those teams leave.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah. Tommy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, good morning to the best damn sports show in New Mexico, if not the universe. You guys are awesome. I love it. I'm not in radio anymore, but I love listening to you guys. Everybody's got such a different opinion. Really quick.
Turn the radio down.
The Rams game, Arizona. I got the Rams just because I believe in their defense more. I think they'll figure out Murray. I got them winning that game 31-24.
Okay.
And also, question for you guys.
Yeah.
Concerning Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
If you needed a corner, and I don't believe both your teams need corners. If you needed a corner and he was available, would you consider him? I know with my Cowboys, I don't want him. He's in a little trouble. Plus, I think his salary demands are too high for what he is. He's not that Seattle guy no more.
I agree.
And I think he should actually be safety because he's lost speed. Because as you get older, you lose two main things.
It's
speed
natural.
and flexibility.
These things are natural.
I think you should move to safety. Yeah. So that's the question. If your team needed a defensive back, would you consider him? And what do you think about my pick for the Rams-Cardinals games? You guys are awesome. Have a great day.
All right, Tommy, thanks. So you're on the Rams, I think, right? I think,
I'm going Rams.
I hope you guys are right.
I am too.
I like the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to win. I hope I'm wrong. In a vacuum, would I take? I mean, it's like Jerry always says. You can't look at it in a vacuum. Who else is available at corner? Who else is on the market? Who else is there? Richard Sherman comes with a lot of experience. Experience is worth something. He's slower, and he comes with some baggage right now. I mean, would you take him? If he was the best corner on the market that was available, yeah, I would take him. You play to win the game, right?
Yes, you do.
Hey, I want to go back real quick before we take this break. Air Force and Colorado State, again, where should you be in the league? So football trips aside, right? You get on a charter, you go somewhere. I'm not too worried about football travel. Basketball travel, volleyball, soccer, softball, all of your other games. Colorado State's longest trip is where? San Diego?
For
their other sports.
Sports, yeah.
Right? San Diego? It's a nonstop on Frontier Southwest out of Denver. Right?
What's further? San Diego, Fresno? I'm not sure.
San Diego's further south, so I'm going to guess. And Southwest doesn't fly into Fresno. But whatever. Yeah. Frontier it does, I think. All right, I'm just looking at what's left. SMU will be the closest school. That's going down to Dallas. Okay, that's fair. Then they're playing in Greenville, North Carolina, Memphis, Tennessee, Philadelphia, Tampa, New Orleans, Tulsa, and Annapolis, Maryland. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how it makes sense competitively that they're better, playing Navy, Tulsa, Tulane, South Florida, Temple, East Carolina, and Memphis. Explain it. I'm looking at everything except for the immediate television money. And that money's not going to be there in the next round of negotiations. How do you sit there and justify that as an athletic department and saying somehow we're better off in that league?
I do not see it. I don't have the answer for you.
Oh.
I'm going to have to talk to someone from
Right.
Fort Collins to see what's up.
All right. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails continue to come in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Hey, if you're someone who always wants the absolute lowest price or the best deal, and most of us are, now is the time to act on a mortgage refinance. Interest rates are still near historic lows. That can mean up to $1,000 in monthly savings. Let me repeat that. That can mean up to $1,000 in monthly savings. But you got to call American Financing, America's home for home loans, and I suggest you do it today. I'm going to give you the number in a minute. I like American Financing because their mortgage consultants are salary-based. That means they work with you. They work for you. They help you find the best deal possible. There's no pressure. There's no obligation. There's no upfront fees. There's no hidden fees. Just a simple conversation around which program is the best option for you. You might even postpone 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing. Do it today. 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999. Or visit online, AmericanFinancing.net. And MLS 182334 and MLSConsumerAccess.org.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Show is up next at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
All right, emails coming in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. I'll get those to you. You're on the text line as well. That's also the Quan's Auto Care hotline, 505-246-0610. And you can get it on the college stuff, the NFL stuff today, the baseball, which is getting really interesting. NBA. Are you a big NBAer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who's your team?
I follow a lot of players. One of those.
All right.
I grew up a Bulls fan, of course.
All right,
Cliche
of course.
90s kid. I also was a Mariners fan because Ken Griffey Jr.
Kenny was the best player I've ever seen.
I have a heartbreaking story. My mom went to take me to spring training to back in the day in
Peoria?
Arizona.
Peoria?
Yep. And he got traded to the Reds. It was like the biggest heartbreak of my life.
He, I don't know if I've ever told. Well, I think I've told this story on the air, but you weren't here. So I was there. I want to say '95 spring training.
Oh.
And so that was the year. A-Rod came up. He was 18, first round pick, and I mean, did a sit down with him. Like, he was so cordial and humble back then, and just he was great. So Kenny's in the batting cage one morning with his hat on backwards,
Yep.
and we're all leaning on the cage at spring training, and he's hitting balls, left-handed, sweet swing. And there was a story in an Arizona newspaper that morning. Somehow, some way, he felt that was basically calling him Barry Bonds and relating him to Bonds is in the way he. I don't remember the exact context. And he's like, he's standing there, hat on backwards in the cage, and we're all leaning on. He's like, bleep all y'all. Takes a swing. I ain't talking to none of y'all. Bleep every one of you, right? And he's like, y'all want me to be like Barry Bonds? Y'all saying I'm like Barry Bonds? Hits another one.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'll be like Bonds. I ain't talking to nobody. Bleep every one of you. Like, damn, right? I'm here for 2 days. I need a week's worth of stories. That's when I was doing TV up in Washington.
That's awesome.
And by the end of the day, I got a pretty good one-on-one with Kenny.
He's
day,
awesome.
Too. No, he's great. You know,
I saw him in Cooperstown get inducted.
He is he's one of my two favorite players I've ever covered on a regular basis. And I was telling that story about the '95 playoffs when he hit the home run in the ninth to tie the game up against the Yankees in Game 5, and then he scored from first base on Edgar Martinez's double down the left field line, and the Kingdome went nuts. And we interviewed him after. That was one of my favorite events I've ever covered.
That's so awesome.
That was. But Kenny was always really good to me. Now I saw him and he was that whole Bonds thing. Like you go in the locker room at the Kingdome, and everybody had their locker, and there was a corner and there was a lounge chair and a locker, and Kenny had his own corner now. Kenny was different.
Yeah.
But Ken Griffey Jr. was my two favorite players I've ever covered on a regular basis was Tony Gwynn, who's the best hitter I've ever seen. And that's really when I was coming up. I was an intern at KUSI in San Diego. We were the Padres station, and he was an Aztec, and he was playing in San Diego. He was just as phenomenal a human being as there. He was a humble athlete at a humble time for a humble franchise, but as big a superstar. And I didn't know you were a big Ken Griffey Jr. fan.
Huge.
Yeah.
A lot of.
But I thought at his peak.
Just the injuries, man.
The injuries. I thought he was better than Bonds.
100% better than a lot.
Well,
Injuries killed his injuries.
So the injuries happened when he moved to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And broke my heart.
It broke a lot of people's heart.
Broke my heart.
He was as popular, and I lived in Washington State for 5 years. He was, I believe, I can't think of a more popular athlete that Seattle had up until that time. Steve Largent was really, really a big deal. They loved them Seattle Supersonics, and those were good teams. Those were the Sean Kemp, Gary Payton teams. Mm-hmm. But I can't think of a more popular athlete in the Northwest. And if somebody lived up there and's got something else, I mean, Randy Johnson was a big deal, but Kenny was theirs.
Yeah.
Like, and those teams, Randy Johnson and Jay
A-Rod.
Buhner and A-Rod and Edgar Martinez and Harold Reynolds, those were some fun. They were good, man. They were good. It was a really, really good time. Lou Piniella was a manager. It was a good time. 505-246-0610. The baseball stuff is going nuts, and you got 4 days left of the regular season. Dodgers 2 games behind the Giants for the National League West. It looks like it's going to go to the Giants. Yankees lose yesterday to Toronto. Meanwhile, Boston won. Seattle won. So that's really tight. You got 4 teams: Toronto, Yankees, Boston, and the Mariners, all competing for 2 spots. 4 teams, 2 spots. And I think people outside of Bristol, Connecticut, and that area between New York, New Jersey, and Boston, right? Everybody's kind of rooting for the Jays and the Mariners. Not the network, certainly. Not Fox or whoever's got the, but kind of rooting for the Jays and Mariners. I mean, they're fun, young, exciting teams that, again, can you name me 3 players?
Can you name? No.
But that would be a good time. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, maybe we should know 3 players just for rooting for the Mariners.
Well, you will. Look, the baseball playoffs are the absolute ultimate in you kind of think you know teams or you root for, and then the playoffs hit and you watch them every day and you learn. I learn more about baseball teams in the playoffs than any other sport.
Same.
A little bit about basketball as you watch them. Like there's.
I follow NBA regularly, but yeah.
Well, JJ is super into it.
Can't wait, JJ.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I typically won't watch a full NBA game until after New Year's. Like in a typical season. Like I get so caught up in football and college football, and then it's bowl season, and then whatever. The Christmas Day comes, and maybe I'll watch a Laker game on Christmas Day.
Hockey and baseball, it's playoff time. I learn about the teams.
So much so.
Yeah.
So much so. You got a hockey team?
I think I want to become an Avalanche fan.
You think you do?
Yeah.
You got room for it?
I hear you're the funnest fans. I was going to be a Wild fan, just be a homer, but I think I want to become an Avalanche fan.
You got room for it, right?
A lot of fan bases at hockey, pretty good.
Yeah, hockey is very. Would you say the closest, like when you think European soccer, right, and you think the crazies, would you say the closest to that at American fan bases would be hockey fans? Super passionate, super loyal, right? I mean, I think it's more so than pro football fans.
Yes.
Maybe college football.
Similar to college athletics.
College football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so than hockey?
I went to a Rangers game. That's the first time I watched hockey live, and that was those fans were insane.
So traditional hockey markets, typically, now I'm going to give you 2 exceptions to that, okay? Chicago, New York, Boston, Philly, and certainly the Canadian markets are nuts. Let me give you 2 new crazy local hockey markets. Vegas, obviously, and Nashville.
Yes.
Nashville. I told you when I went to that playoff game in Nashville. That's another one of my, I'll put that in my top 5 events that I've been to. That one playoff game against the Blackhawks. That was insane. I got a soft spot for the Predators at that point. I did. Loved it. Ben, how you doing? What's happening?
I'm doing great. Thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate it.
I just tuned in. I think I got the end of you talking about Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn's the best baseball player I've seen. And I mean, I'm 38. But the best thing for Tony Gwynn is, and I think I might be wrong, but in his 20-year career, he struck out less than 450 times.
So
I think Mark Reynolds struck out over 220 times in one
season. Yeah.
Just think about that.
Well,
and for crazies, sorry, go for it, sir.
No, finish.
I was going to say, for crazies and fan bases that could rival European soccer, I have to go. It might be hockey, but I have to go Raiders.
That's fair. So
Raider fans, like, they travel. They'll always support their team, and that's one thing for European soccer. No matter how bad your team is, hardcore supporters are always going to follow them, always going to support them, and going to go on the road and travel with them.
Hey, Ben, 20-year career, 10,232 plate appearances, and he struck out
less than 450.
434 strikeouts. 434. It's insane.
That's all you have to say. And in regards to how great of a man he was, when he was the manager for the Aztecs, and they used to come and play the Lobos before they renovated the field and everything. And this is before they wouldn't play at Isotopes Park and went back.
Yeah.
Tony Gwynn, before or after the game, would never turn down anybody in regards to an autograph.
Yeah. One of the most humble superstars I've ever met. Tony was the nicest, like honestly, one of the nicest, great players maybe the nicest guy I've ever met as a professional athlete.
He was a great college basketball player too.
Yes, he was. In fact, he may still lead San Diego State career-wise in all-time assists. Yes.
That's pretty awesome. Well, thank you for taking my call. You have a great day.
See you, Ben. Thanks for calling.
How nice.
So I'm looking through his career. The most times he struck out in a season was 40. Back in 1988, where he had 578 plate appearances. But I just 10,232 plate appearances, struck out 434 times, and hit as a career batting average 338. Best hitter I've ever seen. And Wade Boggs was really good, but he's the best hitter. And Tony was doing video stuff before everybody was doing video stuff. So I remember when I was in my last year at San Diego State, I interned at KUSI TV. That was the Padres station. And we went to Yuma. That was when they were still in Yuma for spring training. They took me along, and then they gave me a full season pass. And we did stories on he had a little room, VHS tapes, and it was kind of unheard of back then that he was studying video, studying himself and the pitchers. Now it's the norm. Everybody does it. But this is the guy who really broke that mold. And as far as a human being, man, I'm just telling you, I've never at any level, even minor league hockey, and minor league hockey players are awesome. I've never met a nicer, more humble, better human being as a superstar athlete. Do you see him at all? Was he done before you?
I did not see much of Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, he retired in 2001. That seems like that's 20 years already, and then he passed away. And he managed or was the head coach of San Diego State for a while at his alma mater. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922. That was kind of a weird segment. That was a little unplanned. I did too. I actually really did too. 505-246-0610. Come on in. We'll reset for you at the top and go anywhere you want. Get your headlines today. We can talk about Lobos and Air Force coming up this weekend, the big college football stuff this weekend, the baseball stuff, the all of it. It's there for you. 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
Now, Sam.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you
Two
want. but have
quarterbacks
you been-
tonight. Last year's #1 pick, Joe Burrow, is going to play for the Bengals. He's in a better situation right now. And then Trevor Lawrence is going to play for the Jaguars. Okay? Buy stock future. You're starting a team right now. You get an expansion draft. You get to take anybody you want. Which of those 2 quarterbacks would you take? Which one's going to have a better future, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence?
Straight up, Burrow to Lawrence, I'll take Trevor Lawrence.
Why?
Well, with moving forward, one guy doesn't have any injury.
Okay.
I think that Lawrence can showcase his athleticism moving forward and give him the slat edge and overall tools.
All right. He's taller. Feels like he's got a little bit of a stronger arm. I might lean your way. I'm not sure. I think the injury last year sways me. I might lean. I think it's a fair conversation. Like if you want tonight, put him on the same team. Who do I want to win a game? I'll take Joe Burrow tonight. Like today, and he's a year ahead. But if you go 2 years out when they're both relatively equal on experience, or with it, caught up, but both have some experience, I'd probably lean Lawrence. I think it's a little closer. I don't know. Lawrence comes in as kind of the first since Andrew Luck can't miss guy, right? That's how he came in.
Yes, that is exactly.
Do you feel that way now? After watching him for 3 games, do you feel that way?
No.
Okay. Andrew Luck wasn't good in his first year. Troy Aikman, I think, won 1 game in his first year. This is where I'm trying to be so cautious on rookie quarterbacks. How do you judge? You've got to give it a year, don't you? Not everybody. There's so few Justin Herberts. In that, I say a guy who comes in and makes a difference, a difference-making splash in year 1.
Andrew Luck was 11-5.
Was he 11-5 in his first year? Yeah. Damn. Okay, then I'm wrong. What was Peyton? No, I'm thinking Peyton then.
Peyton was a really bad one.
Peyton was.
But this is also one where we knew, even with liking Trevor Lawrence,
it's a bad spot.
We knew how bad this team was going to be.
It's a bad spot.
And this is the thing with a lot of the busts. Like, there's been a lot of good quarterbacks that have been driven into the ground because you were selected to the worst team.
That's how it goes, though.
Yeah, but that's we've seen it a lot. Like the guys that we will laugh at, bust, but
well, all right. Let me give you the one
it's
that
few
I
and
think.
far between that you're going to get one guy come in and change a football team.
All right. So when you say bus, I think, Al Davis, he's a great player.
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yes, that was
Jamarcus Russell's a great player. Get over it.
best category.
And that's how Lane Kiffin got fired. Okay, here's the one that fits into your category that I think is considered a bust, and I would have loved to see him get a shot in a real place, and that's David Carr. He was the number 1 pick. He went to the expansion Houston Texans. I think he's been sacked. I think it's still the record for most sacks in a season. I don't know if he was ever any good or not. Like Derek's having a career, but his big brother David got drafted first overall into a just horrendous situation, right? And he was considered a bust. He went to the Giants, and he was shell-shocked by the time he got there. He was done. Do you got others for me that you think were bust simply because?
I think a lot of if you go back, the high quarterbacks that we all consider busts are part of that conversation.
Yeah, Ryan Leaf.
Well, I think there's a lot more that non-football related that goes into Ryan Leaf.
I think that's right.
As opposed to just straight football team. Like you could go down the list of whether it's like a Joey Harrington kind of in that.
Ooh, Joey Harrington's interesting. Went to the Lions.
David Carr mold. Like got high draft picks on bad teams that flame out.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, what about all the quarterbacks the Jets have gone through? Like all of them.
Jeez.
Matt Sanchez? Or was he just not very good?
Mark Sanchez, well, yeah.
Let's see. Jamarcus Russell?
Jamarcus Russell's, he was just.
Yeah,
that's not a Raiders deal. That's just,
not.
He was bad.
Yeah.
No, Jamarcus
Not
Russell's
a team
just
that's
one where we'll swing and miss. That's like Akili Smith.
Yeah.
Right? Akili Smith was number 1 overall from out of Oregon. He went to the Bengals. It just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because my deal is if it's situation, he's going to get a shot somewhere else. Right? Don't you think if he's good enough, but it's just a bad team, you're going to get, like, even David Carr got a shot somewhere else. Jamarcus Russell never got a shot somewhere else. Akili Smith never got a shot somewhere else.
Yeah, those guys weren't.
Matt Leinart never got a shot somewhere else. Right? I mean, it was what the Cardinals was like. And I whiffed on Matt Leinart more than I missed on it. I was so convinced that Matt Leinart, with the experience in that offense at USC, was going to go in and be a good NFL quarterback. And I could not have been more wrong. That's the one guy I've just, more than anybody, swung and missed. But yeah, no, to me, Jamarcus Russell, Akili Smith, like they just missed. Swing and a miss.
Yep.
You took these quarterbacks really high.
see.
Joey Harrington's a really interesting one to me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the top 50 right now.
Yeah.
Jason Campbell. Yeah. Dante Culpepper.
But Dante Culpepper bounced around.
I know.
for a while.
I'm just looking at this list. Matt Leinart. We just said that.
Do you remember Dante?
Rex Grossman.
I remember Brian Urlacher telling me
that was the same draft, by the way.
Rex is really good.
Yeah, no, I
Carr and Harrington.
That's
Was
so
it?
funny.
Yeah, they were the.
You said Brady Quinn.
Remember Brian telling us that Urlacher telling us Rex is a really good quarterback. No, he's really. You guys don't. You're going to be amazed this year. And it's like, all right. Well, I kind of bought into it. Brian told me that, and it wasn't on the air. It was and it just never happened. Just never happened. No, there's been a ton of them, man. But I don't know. Where was Rex Grossman drafted? Was he drafted in the top 10?
Rex Grossman. He was 22nd overall.
Yeah. See, I mean, if you're a guy,
got him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, he led him to a Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, was he a bust? I don't know. What'd you expect out of the 22nd overall pick? Like, I think a top 5 pick, you expect way more. Mm-hmm. You trade up and get a guy 1, 2, even top 7. You expect the world out of it. You expect it to be a franchise guy, don't you?
Yes, you do.
And when it's not, like, would you consider some of the guys that the Broncos have drafted in the teens? So I'm thinking Brock Osweiler, Peyton Lynch or Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler were.
They were in the teens, right?
No, they were in the 20s.
They were in the 20s. All right. So what do you expect? I mean, you're hoping you hit on those. Those are just guys you're hoping you hit, right? You're hoping.
Look at the 2011 draft. These are interesting quarterbacks when you look at Jake Locker, went 8th overall.
Jake Locker,
Christian
out of what?
Ponder,
wow,
12th.
All right, so those
it's
those
fewer,
ones
it's,
hurt.
Yeah,
No, those ones are the ones that
few and
hurt.
far between for the quarterbacks I'm talking about.
Where did Jake Locker go? Who drafted Locker?
The Titans.
Ponder went to Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
2011, is that when that was?
Yeah, so it's few and far between kind of things I'm looking at, like good quarterbacks that were not necessarily bust because they were bad, but just get drafted to a
Bad
franchise
situation.
and then you're never able to get back.
Yeah, and those are the guys who just get another shot, right? I typically, like, the poster board for that is Ryan Tannehill, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad
And he was
situation.
that was like
Oh, he put up
6 or
numbers, they
7
just didn't
years
win.
in Miami too.
Yeah,
Like, it
but
was-
he put up numbers, they didn't win. They moved on. He finds a home in Tennessee. He's been to the AFC Championship game. Sam Darnold's on that path right now.
Sam Darnold is the kind of player I'm talking about.
Yeah. Sam Darnold's on that path right now where just a bad situation, a high draft pick with the Jets. Now he's in Carolina, they're 3-0. Let's see where we are a month from now. But he's kind of on that path.
Dark horse for this,
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins.
Okay. That would absolutely be the situation. It would have been Robert Griffin III if he would have made it somewhere else. It'd be Josh Rosen if he ever was able to stick somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. It would have been Marcus Mariota if he took over the Raiders situation, right? But that's what you're looking for. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll come back, wrap things up for you, get you the rest of the correspondence from you that we've not yet gotten. Good conversation this morning, by the way. Good conversation this morning. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Global Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, there's a dissenting point of view, which I'm always in favor of. Emails this morning, Jason says, Colorado State and Air Force, good morning, OD. So I'm going to take the opposite side of this argument. It's a conversation on CSU and Air Force leaving for the AAC. Yesterday, the comment was made that maybe those schools are upset with the amount of pull Boise State has in the Mountain West Conference and how the perception is the league kowtows to the Blue Turfers. By the way, not the first time that statement has been uttered. Colorado State and Air Force may feel that this possible move could push the conference leadership to make things more equal. Considering that Boise State's lore, BCS, bowl victories, etc., all happened when they were in another conference. They have not been a dominant program in the Mountain West Conference. Standard in the Mountain West Conference, absolutely, but not dominant. Does their recent Mountain West Conference success or record warrant them having a television package apart from the rest of the conference? And here's another question when talking about this move. Ask the casual sports fan outside of this region who's in the Mountain West Conference. You'll get a variety of answers, including some wrong answers. But I would probably guess Colorado State and Air Force would be the more recognizable brands. Wanting to take your brand nationwide is a desire for some schools. Heck, that's one of the reasons that programs badly want in Power 5 conferences, reaching more potential students paying out-of-state tuition. This is a way for Colorado State to gain more visibility, while Air Force is a visible brand. But ask this question, where do many of the students at Air Force come from? And here's a final thought that's a foregone conclusion. The Boise State will jump to the Big 12 at the drop of a hat. So what happens to the conference in terms of visibility? Maybe Colorado State and Air Force feel that this is a preemptive strike to keep themselves viable. Yes, there are theories. Some may not make sense, but since when does any of it make sense? Yeah. Crimson Elite. Jason, sorry for the hurried email. So a couple of things. I don't think it's eminent that Big 12 is going to Boise State. I know they do. I've said this many times. Boise State is not dominant in this league. They have not been since they've gotten in this league. They've won some. They've not won it.
No, but their brand matters.
Their brand matters.
Their brand matters.
So is this a ploy to even out the TV thing?
But I don't conferences outside of power conferences, and Jason addressed this in his email, they're regionalized. You have your moments. Like Boise State is the national name brand for the Mountain West. It is. And that's kind of why we got to this point with the conference really wanting to keep them in, because they do matter. The conference is better with Boise State in it.
Of course.
But his point of just because you're on a longer plane ride does not mean you're getting national attention if you're the AAC. That is such a far-fetched idea. Oh, they want to go name brand. Name brand, Tulsa,
Yeah, you're
South
going to go to Tulsa,
Temple,
Tulane, South
ECU,
Florida,
Tulane.
ECU. Yeah, no, that's right.
And you're going to say, well, that's national branding. No, it's not. It's just a longer plane ride to a different place.
Yeah, give me the only place that makes you the Cincinnati thing is the only one that you kind of go okay, but they're gone, right?
Yes.
All right, so
there's no national branding going to the AAC. No.
Temple. How many people know where Temple is? Honestly, how many people like if you walk down the street right now, ask where's Temple University? They were in the New Mexico Bowl 8 years ago. How many people know where they are? We had to explain.
It would be 1 out of 10.
Okay, I think that's right. Where is East Carolina? Damn, I didn't even know that was a state. There's North and South. There's an East Carolina now too. Where's East Carolina? I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
We're all assuming,
yeah,
and we're all trying to see what can it be. The national branding of going to the AAC without the marquee teams is a swing and a miss. There ain't no national brand about the AAC.
I agree with you. I mean, they're scattered all over the map, and this would scatter them further.
Look at us,
west.
Colorado State. We're playing ECU. Okay, and that's better because
that's better than playing New Mexico or Utah State. Really?
On a longer plane flight.
How you feeling in Greenville, North Carolina? Well, I agree with you. Now, could this be a ploy to get the Mountain West to redo the Boise State deal? And look, Boise State is gone, and they've got a contract, and it sounds like there's no sunset on their television deal, right? And I'm not sure they're going to have an appetite to make it any more equitable. Okay. Then they could say, well, we'll bounce.
All right, then at some point you might have to just get to that point and say, all right, go have fun somewhere else then.
And that's fine.
If you want to be that team, that you go get a better deal, but be in a conference that isn't as good, and the AC is not as good as the Mountain West with those teams gone. It's not. Then go have fun. But what you can do is maybe hold out and keep your fingers crossed that our deal is going to be at least, it's not going to be worse, but maybe it could be a little bit better if whenever these contracts are up, and it's all kind of around the same time, like that 2025, 26 area for most of these conferences, and say, hey, we can go to the table and be like, look, we're a group of 5 that matters. Yeah, Boise State's national brand, but look at this. This is what we're doing. And heck yeah, put out the PDF. Be like Josh Allen. If Carson Strong is a first-round pick, like we're a conference that matters. We get players. Let's go.
100% right. I just, like Jason, I appreciate the thought that went into that. I'm not there with you on almost any of that. Other than I agree with you that there's this animosity towards Boise State. Colorado State's had that. And that Boise State's not been dominant in this league. They've been good. They've been the brand, the most recognizable brand. But they lost to San Jose State last year in the championship, didn't they? I mean, it's not like they're winning this damn thing every year. All right, let me get through some other. Howard's. I read you on Howard's. Oh no, I didn't read you. Omar says Howard's call was like today's weather. How can a Dallas Cowboy fan not be giddy, if not about NFL's most complete franchise, than over the struggles of the hated Washington football team of the Pittsburgh Steelers? All right. Hondo says, I sure don't get this, Jeff. Oh, I already read you that one. United won last night, 2-0, beat Rio Grande Valley. Big win for them. Dan Zinn says it's a good thing dividers put 9,500 capacity limit on the stadium, Jeffrey Juan Jose Iana Maria. The 5,300 announced had plenty of room to socially distance inside a chilly Credit Union field. P.S. Micah John better step up his game or he'll be producing the OD again. What does that mean? A. Marie out? Micah John's coming back in? We go to bullpen? Like, I don't even know.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if you
no one knows what it means.
Yeah, you got company in there. All right. That's where I am. Anything on the text line I missed? All right, who you got tonight? I'm taking. I think we're all in the Bengals. All right, so let's go spread 7.5. You taking the Bengals and laying the points, or you want Jacksonville in 7.5?
I'll take the Jags in 7.5.
All right, I'll lay the points. I'll take the Bengals and lay the 7.5. I think there's some points scored tonight. Trevor Lawrence, I give you 3.5 over under 2.5 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence.
Go under, Trevor. That's my key.
You go.
Keep it to 1.
You think he only
Take
throws
a step
one?
forward. Only throw one
I think
interception.
he throws 2. I'll go under 2.5. I think he throws 2. Over/under shots of Urban Meyer looking bitter. 47.5.
Over.
Bitter Urban Meyer.
Going way over on that.
Way. Well, it's a bad situation. It's like it's what it is. Micah must have heard that. He just he said he doesn't know either. I'm not sure. Text line: DeMarcus Russell was a bust. Ryan Leaf was a bust. He had some interesting demons, and poor David Carr was doomed from the start. Like Leinart, they like to party too much, and he admitted that later on. But David Carr's deal, like Leinart did. David Carr's deal was he was drafted to an expansion franchise that didn't have any linemen and spent his career on his back getting beat up.
I don't even think if Matt Leinart didn't party, he was going to make it. He just didn't have it. Once you saw him in the NFL, you're like, oh, that left arm does not have a lot of punch to it.
He didn't have a strong arm. Yeah, and it's crazy because
Reggie Bush and Lindo White behind you.
Well, he had pretty good receivers in college too. He had everything going for him in college.
Yes.
I would talk to Anne Marie and tell her something, but she's really busy talking to the boss right now. I thought I saw you over there. That was another one of the great events, like of my top 5 events I've been to. That Vince Young 06 Rose Bowl.
Oh, yeah, me too. I was there too.
That's right. You told me that. Yeah, that was one of like most insane single games I've been to. Yeah. All right. Tomorrow we'll be on Football Friday. Well, are you wearing your cherry tomorrow? Big
Heck
cherry day.
Yeah, I gave him my Purple Fridays for
Did you
sports
really?
animal.
The boss gave you a T-shirt, and so you're going to wear it?
Yes.
Will he wear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't. Well, maybe I'd get from number 7 to number 6 if I wore the T-shirt. Thank you to Jim. Who was with us today? Jerry Palm. Jim Rome's next. Jerry Palm is with us. Thank you to Jerry Palm from CBS Sports for being with us. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is after that. You get the afternoon show at 4. Trulio's in at 7 for 45 minutes. You get 45 minutes of True to the Game. And then we go into the game. Isotopes and Sacramento starts at 7:45. We'll be back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio. Adrian, great work. A-Marie, terrific as always.
Thank you.
Big day for you today? Oh, you do have a big day.
Huge day.
It kind of is, huh?
Help is not on the way.
All right, we're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Global Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.